Hello, my name is Kimball Armstrong. Welcome back to my channel. And in the last video we did about stacked data structure, and in this video I want to do a video about queues, queues. And as you can see, I've just created a file by the name of queue.js because you're going to demonstrate it in JavaScript. And queue is more of like a stack, but a little bit different, but it uses the concept of arrays, because for you to create a queue you need to know how to manipulate arrays in JavaScript. So to do that, to get started, what I'm going to require you to have in your computer is Node.js, because we're going to run this test, our test in the console. And to do that, you need to have a node installed. So to get started, I'm just going to create a variable by the name queue, then which is we're going to initialize it as a function. And then what we're going to do with this queue is that we're going to work with stuff like enqueuing. There is a dequeuing. We are going to also print the queue, We're going to check the rear. The rear is the element in the back of the queue, because queue data structure actually works on the principle of last in, last out. When you come last in the queue, that means that you're going to be served last. When you come first, then you're going to be served first, assuming it's not a priority queue. I understand there is a priority queues, but in this case I'm not going to discuss about priority queues. This is just a simple queue without priorities. So without priorities, this one will follow exactly that: the first in, first out, last in, last out. So we're going to check the rear, we're going to check the front, yeah, that is it. Then to enqueue, we can dequeue front. We can also dequeue rear. Yeah, that is it. So to get started, I'm going to initialize a variable by the name collection, which is going to be an array. Yeah, that's what we're going to operate with, because queues are normally arrays technically. So and then to enqueue, that's inserting something into the queue. So we're going to use the push method that's normally in arrays. So we're going to say this dot enqueue equals a function with maybe element as the parameter. Then this element is going to be pushed into the queue. So you're going to say we're going to return collection dot push element. Yeah, so when we call the enqueue method, we're going to see the element that has been pushed into the queue. Yeah, that's the one that is going to be returned in this case. You can see right here, it will return collection dot push element, in which is the parameter here that we're going to pass when we call it. Then to the queue front, because this is an array and elements are named from element 0 to value n, in which n for this case is the total number of elements in the arrays. So total number minus 1, because arrays normally start from 0. So to the queue front, we normally use the shift the shift method that's in arrays. If we go back, so we're going to say this dot the queue front then we're going to return the element that we're going to remove from the front of the queue, which for this case is collection dot shift at position 0. Yeah, that is it. So we're removing the first element from the array, which is 0. So we're dequeuing the front. Then to dequeue the rear, this dot dequeue rear the arrow function, then we're going to return the element that's been dequeued at the rear. We're going to use a splice collection dot splice we're going to splice the end collection dot length minus 1. Yeah, when you call collection dot length, that one will return the total number of elements in the array. But as we know that array starts from 0, so if there are 10 elements in the array, that means that the array naming the namings will be 0 to 9, then the sum will be 10. So we're going to say collection dot length, which for this case, when the total number of the elements in our array is 10, it will be 9, which now will give us the final item in our collection. So we're going to return collection dot splice, the spliced item now in our array. Okay, so that is it. Then to print the queue, we're going to say this dot print queue equals to a function. We're going to return the collection now. All our elements in the collection are the ones that are going to be returned. We return the array, the collection. Everything that is in our queue is going to be returned. Then to check the rear, that is the final item, we're going to just return the final item, which is a collection.length -1. So this dot rear we're going to return collection what? Collection dot length -1. That's the final item. Remember we said the last item to be inserted into the queue is the one that will always be the last out, you know. Yeah, that's the rear now, at the back of the queue. So collection.length -1. Then to check the front, we're going to return a collection item 0. This dot front return collection 0, the first item in the collection. But then first of all we have to check if the queue is empty or not. So because we can't return anything if the queue is as nothing, you know. So maybe you can say if collection.length equals 0, then we do what? If collection.length equals 0, we console.log that our queue now is empty, else wait, okay, sorry about that. Else we return collection. Yeah, that is it. So it's going to check first if the collection dot length is 0, then we're going to get console.log queue is empty. Instead we're going to it's going to return the collection. Yeah, that is it. Then to check if our queue is empty, we're going to use if statements. If collection dot length equals to 0, we're going to console.log that our queue is empty. Else we can console.log that our queue is not empty. Yeah, that is it. So now to work with the queue, what you're going to do is we're going to initialize with the queue. We're going to say var my queue equals to new queue. Yeah, that is it. This queue now is this one on top here. So we're calling it as an object var my queue equals to new queue. Then to work with it, maybe we can first of all see the total number of elements in the queue. Let me see if we had a method like that. Okay, maybe we can just print our queue size. We can create a method to check the queue size. This dot size so this one is going to return collection dot length then that is our queue size now. Collection dot length, the total number of length here. So here we're going to say console dot log my queue dot size. So initially you expect the length to be 0 because there's nothing in the queue. But then now when we push, let's try to push a few elements into the queue. Well, then we are going to say my queue dot push dot enqueue. We're going to enqueue dot enqueue maybe a name Charles. Then control purity. Yeah, those are two elements being pushed into the queue now. Then to console the size, to see the size, we expect now to see the size as 2. But first of all, let me comment out this and then try to run, so that what we expect now to see is that the size of our queue is 0 on the console before we push anything. So let me try to run. Yeah, you can see it's 0 right here. But when I now comment out and comment this, we expect our size to be 2. Yeah, initially it was 0 up here, and then now down here it is 2. So that is it. So to display the elements in our queue now, we're going to say console.log my queue dot print queue. Then we're going now to get all our items. Print queue is the one that we initially wrote up here. That's going to return our collection, all the elements in the array. So try to run it again. You can see now we have Charles and Purity in our array, just as we inserted right here. So then to the queue now, console.log my queue dot dequeue. To dequeue, let's dequeue rare. We're removing now purity from the queue. So we're removing purity from the queue. That means we're going to be left with Charles. So let me print queue again down here. So we're going to see Charles and purity at first, then we dequeue. That means we're going to remove purity, then we're going to see we print the queue again. Then what we expect now is to see Charles alone. Let me run that. Yeah, initially there was Charles and purity, then we dequeued purity, then we're left with Charles. So that is it. Let me try to insert again, maybe 4 this time round. Daniel YT2. So when I try to print the queue again, we're going to see now the 4 items. Yeah, 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, there are 5 now. Okay, maybe I can just change this to Musa. Yeah, run again. Yeah, Charles, Musa, purity, Daniel, YT2. So that's it. Then we want now to dequeue the front. So we're going to say my queue dot dequeue front. We expect now Charles to be removed from the list. Then the first item will be Musa. So I'll print the queue again. Yeah, you can see Charles now has been shifted from the array list, because as you can see on top here, when we are dequeuing front, we used shift method. It will shift at position 0. Yeah, so that is it. That's all about queues, a simple queue system, non-priority queue. Later on I will do some video about priority queue. Let me know in the comments if you want me to, and thank you very much. Leave a like.